Welcome back from the ad break. Before the ad break, we were able to prepare a debtors control account using different journals in which we're posting from. In this question, we're going to do the same again. We are given the balances, and the balance for the debtors control is 35,380. Remember, your debtors control is an asset, so it will increase on the debit side and it will decrease on the credit side. Therefore, you get your balance here, and it is 35,380 as you see. Let us go and see if we have more journals to post from. We are given the cash receipts journal. We have the bank amount, 96,500. We have sales, cost of sales. Our focus is going to be on the debtors control. In the debtors control, we have receipts and discounts. We need to calculate our receipts first. And in order for you to do that, please punch these figures. You will say 96,500, which is your bank, minus the sales, 57,280, minus your sundry accounts, which is 15,000. On your calculator, how much are you getting? You should get an amount which is 24,220. I will then take that amount. I'm coming here. This is May, and we're talking the end of May 31st. Bank. How much did we receive from our debtors? CRJ. So far we have recorded 24,220. I will then record the discounts. I'll come here and I'll say discount allowed. And this is from the CRJ as well, 3,220. We are done with the CRJ. Let us now come and look into the CPJ. In the CPJ, we have the debtors control, and it is 3,400. This will be as a result of refunds that we have paid to our debtors. I'll come to the debit side of my debtors control, and I will say, bank, we know these are refunds from the CPJ. My amount is going to be 3,400. 3,400, this amount. Once we are done with the CRJ and the CPJ, we will now move on to the next set of journals. We have the debtors journal. In the debtors journal, this is where we record our credit sales. However, the sales amount in this particular question was not given. We need to calculate it. We will now say cost is always 100. Markup is given, which is 60%. Therefore, my selling price becomes 160. What I want in this particular question is my 160, 160, which is my selling price. That is what I want. I want 160, and what I have is 100 multiplied by 14,200. Quickly punch that in your calculator. You should get an amount of sales, which is 22,720. 22,720. So my sales here will be 22,720. I will then come to my debtors control, and I will say sales. On the debit side, my sales are increasing in this case because I'm getting amounts from the DJ. This is DJ, and it becomes 22,720. Let me move on to the next journal, which is my debtors allowances. Remember, debtors allowances will therefore decrease my debtors control account, so I'll record it on the credit side, which is the minus. I will therefore come here and say debtors allowances. Debtors allowances. And my debtors allowances are coming from the DAJ. How much am I going to post here? 3,100. I'll bring my 3,100. Dear learners, let us move on. With me here, I have the general journal, the GJ. In the GJ, this is where we correct errors, we record omissions. And I have on the debit side and the credit side amounts in the general ledger. Now, the part that I'm going to be focusing on is the debtors ledger. And in the debtors ledger, I'm going to consider that my debit is a plus and my credit is a minus. So I will come now and say, what can be on the debit side of my debtors ledger? This is when we charge interest to our debtors. That means our debtors control account is going to increase. I will therefore come to the debit side of my debtors control account, and I will say journal debits. Journal debits. And I'm posting this from the general journal. And the amount that I will bring is 3,000. I have my 3,000. I will also consider the amount that I will bring to the credit side, and I will now say journal credits. In this case, I'm bringing journal credits. From the GJ, this will include amounts such as bad debts when our debtors are no longer able to pay their accounts. So it decreases my debtors control in this case, 1,200. I will therefore come here on the credit side and I'm saying 1,200. Dear learners, it is very important that you continue practicing on these aspects. Here is my complete debtors control account. On the debit side, it increases. On the credit side, it decreases. I'll then say the opening balance, which is 35,380. I add my sales from the DJ, 22,720. I have my general debits, 3,000, and I have the refund, 3,400. On the credit side, I have my bank, 24,220. I have discount, which was allowed, 3,220. I have my allowances, my debtors allowances, as well as my general credits. When I add my debit side, I'll get 64,500. The very same amount, I put it on the credit side as well. Then I'll totalize these amounts, that is your 24,220, 3,220, 3,100, and the 1,200. I then get the difference from the 64,500. Then I remain with 32,760, which therefore becomes my balance brought down, 32,760. Let us go for an ad break. See you shortly.